We got a buyer for XRP. That's right. Japanese gaming giant wants to buy XRP and add it to their piggy bank. We'll talk price action. Price action's not going to be fun. We'll also talk about a big problem that the ETH Foundation's having. Odd problem that is. The U.S. Senate has an update for us when it comes to regs for the month of September. Be ready for that announcement. That, along with...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Along with the U.S. Senate eyeing the end of September for the crypto market bill markup? No, that's not right. They want to get it done by the end of September, not bill markup. That would take way longer than end of September. But don't worry, I've got the real update for you coming up. We'll do price action. Oh, God, this part's gonna suck. But don't worry, I've got good XRP news for you. Some people would say it's yummy gummy news. See what I did right there? Now, your comments come first. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. So here you go. Born to Be says, powdered sugar dog turds. Still turds. That's what the market is today, everyone. Yeah, a little bit of tariff fears rocking El Marketo. Yeah, that's not fun. Jeff C says they will move data. XRP will move money. I like it. Yeah, so put your GDP data on the chain. It's not like it's going to move money. What's GDP data going to do? When was the last time you went to your local bodega and said, "Excuse me, kind sir, I'd like to pay for those Swisher Sweets and GDP data"? They're going to say, well, you can GDP your ass on out of here. We only take cash. Tarjeta. Yeah, exactly. So, just throwing it out there. DIY Wellcraft says, let us know exactly when you're heading back so we can all go all in. Yeah, I'll let you know when I take vacation. Why? Because that's when the market seems to pump. Ooh, we deep in the red, baby. Look at BTC now. 108. ETH under 43.50. XRP under 280. Crow under 281. HBAR under 22.50. What's going on? The U.S. Senate eyes the end of September to get crypto bill done, not markup. That would be nuts, everyone. U.S. senators plan to consider a new version of the crypto market structure bill at the end of September, according to a person familiar with it. If this is real and they want markup to get done at end of September, we would be looking at around mid-October for regs. What are they thinking? The Senate Banking Committee is currently eyeing September 30th for a markup hearing of the Responsible Financial Innovation Act of 2025, the person said. That's crazy, because here's how that works. So you would have markup. So this is the Senate banking, all right? Senate banking. So once that committee does markup, it then goes to the full Senate. That would be a modified version of the Clarity Act, right? The Senate's own bill, which would then go to the House, which would then take like at least another week plus. Then you'd have to debate that, blah, blah, blah. My whole point is you'd be looking at like mid to end of October. If markup happened September 30th, that's nuts. The original deadline was discussed June 27th, and that deadline was what? For market structure to be completed by September 30th. So hopefully whoever the Senate Banking Committee person is that's spewing this information is wrong, and that they want it to be done by the 30th, not markup. That would suck, everyone. By the way, they have released their updated schedule. Guess what they have? A nomination hearing scheduled for the 4th, and no, it is not for CFTC head. So, yeah, Senate schedule back up. Ethereum Foundation pauses their ecosystem support program open grant application. That's right. There's so many people applying for open grants through Ethereum that they have to pause it now. How many other blockchains out there have to pause programs because there's so many people trying to get in? No, these companies are out there trying to whore themselves to like Africa, Asia, wherever the hell, and that's my point. Ethereum doesn't have to do that. Ethereum is like, yo, we have to totally like stop this for a while because like we've got like a whole bunch of stuff going on, and yeah, because the applications are huge. There's so many of them, and they're going to a new model. Crazy, isn't it? Bitcoin dumps 2.8% to below 110,000, like I said, below 108, after Trump's 50% India tariff over Russian oil. Look, it's not the fact that it's against Indian oil that's causing the market to poop. It's the fact that a lot of players out there, like big companies out there, saying, yo, tariffs are hitting our bottom line, and we're going to pass that on to you, the consumer. This is just like another example of it, because now if you're going to buy goods from India, right, that are made in India, HECO on India, and India is going to pay a bit more for oil, well, then their goods are going to become more expensive, which means, yes, we would pay for that. The aggressive new India tariffs are a direct punishment for the country's continued purchase of discounted Russian oil. No, so you buy their stuff, which is cheaper than ours. Maybe find ways to make our stuff cheaper. Just throwing it out there. Japanese gaming giant GUMI picks XRP for a treasury reserve. How much did they decide to buy? $17 million. Ooh, baby. You guys are spending the... No. $17 million? XRP's 24-hour volume is $8.2 billion. And you are telling me that 17 billion? The company announced on August 29th, that's today, breaking news, that it had purchased approximately, and it already purchased it, so it's not like it's going to affect the price, that it had already purchased approximately 17 million worth of XRP, beginning its accumulation to cryptocurrency as a balance sheet asset. That's cool. 17 million, not cool. Okay? Through contributing to the expansion of the XP ecosystem, which plays an important role in the international remittance and liquidity network strategy primarily promoted by SBI Holdings, we aim to expand revenue opportunities in that business, it said in a post on X. That was a bit wordy. So, GUMI getting into XRP, 17 million worth. Now, that's what their start is. They're going to buy more. No big deal. I'll share more updates with you as it happens, but I thought I would share it with you because that part is good news. 17 million, not so good news. But you got to start somewhere, right? I think we're all fair with that. Overall crypto volume, nuts for Friday night. Up 20% to almost $200 billion. When was the last time a Friday night was like this for crypto? Yeah, baby. Seriously, this is crazy. 57 out of 100. So that means what? The altcoins are faring better than BTC in this recent downturn. That is true. We are noticing that. In terms of inflows and outflows, we still have inflows, preferring BTC right now over ETH, but the recent trend has been what? ETH over BTC. As you can see, we've seen more blue instead of orange. XRP price, discount aisle 5. Exchanges making tons of money, 8.2 billion in volume, as I stated earlier. So again, the 17 million, not going to have an effect. They already bought it, so there you go. Didn't help out the price. Why is XRP down? Because tariffs are hitting the bottom line, and a lot of players out there are freaking out because guess what? It's going to be passed on to the consumer. And if all of a sudden the global economy starts shrinking, there's going to be less money for risky things like crypto. Now, that being said, we do have the U.S. Senate, which eyes to get the market structure bill done by September 30th, not markup done by September 30th, because that would suck, because that would push regs out till October. So let's keep an eye and ear open, only one of each, and we'll keep our other eye and ear open to see what happens with what, everyone? With the market as a whole. Why? Because it's not just regs, it's also potential rate cuts for September, which could be a big driver for juicy gains. Which would be nice because, you know, this is not juicy gains. This is the bad melting faces. This is when they post like melting faces, grown men will cry. This is what they're talking about right here. Prices in the poop zone. In fact, if we zoom out just a little bit here, whoa, this is not good. This is the lowest we've seen XRP in quite a while. Discount time, people. Discount time. I know the 17 million sucks because it's a small amount, but it's a start, and it's another company. It's another company we didn't have a month ago, and we have a whole bunch of other companies that we didn't have a few months before that, and before you know it, maybe we'll actually build it into something juicy. That being said, it's going to take a lot of those. Why? Well, because at 8.2 in daily volume, a $17 million buy just isn't going to move the needle at all. BTC's having some problems here shedding its value. I mean, the whole market is shedding its value, but BTC is doing worse compared to the alts, especially when you look at the altcoin index, which is a measurement of the last 90 days. I keep moving my hands around. Why? Because I'm hearing my dogs. Oh, there's one of them right there. Oh, there she goes, making an entrance in the room. Because over the last 90 days, we've seen what? altcoin dominance increase. That's because we're going into what, everyone? Regs season. Rate cut season? I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. And remember, you can only kick the can down the road so long until what? Until they're going to have to what? Cut it. Exactly. So let's keep an eye and ear open for price action this weekend, because volume is nuts for a Friday. And maybe this will continue. I mean, I think we know the volatility is continuing. Remember, Monday, traditional markets are closed here unless Estados Unidos, which means what? The dogs are bugging me. And crypto is going to be the only way for a lot of people to access what? Some liquidity. So sell pressure. But it could also be a good buying opportunity. Why? Well, because we're at bargain basement prices, respectively, because recently things have been pretty juicy. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo happy late Friday, everyone.